Hallie, walk us through how we got to where we are right now.
Well, but it stretches back to May of 2021, Lester. That is when the National Archives realized that some of the classified documents that they would have expected to have from the Trump White House didn't exist. Remember, the National Archives is a place where presidents hand over whatever documents of sensitive materials they have that are classified to be entered into kind of the official government record once they leave the presidency. So the National Archives said basically, hey, we don't have everything that we think that we need here. That led to months of back and forth. And then in January of 2022, so over a year ago, we saw the president's team turn over something like 15 boxes of classified records. It was in February that the FBI opened, we believe, that criminal investigation. Now, in early June, you had some FBI agents and others go down to South Florida. They got more material and a letter from Donald Trump's attorney saying essentially that was it. That was everything they had. That turned out, as we know, not to be true because of what you're seeing here in August. Another batch of documents taken by the FBI as the search warrant was executed at Mar-a-Lago. You'll remember that sort of now infamous picture of those documents laid out. Donald Trump at the time pushed back very strongly on that. He didn't like to see, this is the picture, he didn't like to see that picture out there. Now, it was later in August that a judge unsealed that search warrant that laid out what Laura has been talking about here, what we've been discussing on this special report, which potential federal crimes Donald Trump may have violated, including, for example, the Espionage Act. Some of those clues, some of those details came from that search warrant. The Trump team tried to push back, right? They wanted a special master appointed here. There was some legal back and forth. You probably remember some of the coverage of that. But as that played out, that is when Jack Smith was named by Attorney General Merrick Garland to oversee both of these sort of buckets here in this broader investigation. The classified documents piece, that's what we're talking about now, as well as, by the way, sort of separately, parallel, under the same umbrella, any wrongdoing, anything illegal that Donald Trump may have done related to the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Again, different sort of set of circumstances here. I think what we're talking about are these, of course, classified documents and that investigation, that probe. We have seen Donald Trump, as he's been running for the White House, furious about this. He has pushed back on this. We've talked about it quite a bit here. And at this point, the defiance from Donald Trump is set, right? We know that that's happening. The question is, what do the people around him do? And I'm talking about the people who are up against him in the Republican primary. We have seen some of them make a case for their own campaign. And I'm talking about somebody like former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who has just announced this week that he is running, push back against this, Lester.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.